Some of the best teams in the state of New Jersey converge on Homedale High School for the Coach's Choice USA Showcase on Saturday. New York State powerhouse Long Island Lutheran is looking to crash the Garden State party. The storied program takes on New Jersey public school contender Rumson Fairhaven here at Homedale in an interstate clash. It's coming up next on News 12 Varsity's Game Time. Hello everyone, welcome to Homedale, New Jersey for today's marquee matchup of Long Island Lutheran against Rumson Fairhaven. It's a special game, you know why? Because our man, Greg Lerner, is joining us on the broadcast. I am Kevin Devaney Jr. We're going to be taking you through the broadcast for the next 4 quarters. Greg, obviously a huge matchup, one of the best days of the season in New Jersey. Why is this event become so big?
It's become big because we're keeping a very close eye on this cup of coffee right next to me to make sure nobody kicks it. You know what? The Pro Bowl is today, right?
Yeah.
You've got more superstars here in the Tri-State for girls basketball than they have in Hawaii or wherever else they play the Pro Bowl. I don't know. But this is where the best talent comes to year in, year out. Coach's Choice does a great job, and we're going to be treated to great basketball all day long.
One of those stars from Long Island Lutheran is Grace Stone, and obviously she has come on so strong as a point guard last year, really came into her own. How much has she developed?
She's developed like any other kid who's come through that program. She has an incredibly high ceiling. She's incredibly active. She's versatile. We can't forget about Celeste Taylor and Amani Free. That's what I think makes Lou High so good, Kev, is that they're so balanced, and when you're preparing for them, you got to prepare for all 5. You can't concentrate on just one.
A public school team, Rumson Fairhaven, going to take down Lou High? Is this real? But Hannah Scanlon makes it reality.
Hannah Scanlon, in my opinion, is in the discussion for the most improved player in the state of New Jersey. She has been outstanding all year in terms of rebounding and scoring, and she puts up big numbers in that regard. Double-double machine. A lot of it is due to the creativity of her point guard, junior Tori Hyduke.
Rumson Fairhaven, Lou High, coming up next on News 12 Varsity's Game Time. We are live here from Homedale High School. Rumson Fairhaven taking on Long Island Lutheran in the second game of a 5-game showcase here, the Coach's Choice USA Challenge at Homedale. Starting lineup for Long Island Lutheran: Amani Free, the junior, 5'11 junior; number 5, Jada Patrick, the sophomore; Grace Stone, Celeste Taylor, the marquee names of this roster; and Emma Cucarulo, the 5'10 junior. For Rumson Fairhaven, Michaela McGarvey, number 3, a junior; Tori Hyduke, the point guard, a junior; number 11, Lucy Adams; Katie Foose, the 3-point specialist; and of course, their star, Hannah Scanlon. Greg, obviously every game's important, every minute of a game is important, but how important is getting off to a good start for Rumson Fairhaven?
It's ideal for either of these teams, and right off the bat, you recognize the length that Lou High has. As they walked out on the floor as 5, I could not get over how long all 5 of them are.
You see cutting into the lane there is Grace Stone off the mark. Gets her own rebound, got to set it back to the top of the key, and steal there for Tori Hyduke. Hyduke pushing the pressure up the floor. Michaela McGarvey goes in. Ball bounces around, out of bounds. Going to stay with the Bulldogs.
Early in the game, and a little contact inside and no whistles. I kind of dig that a little bit. Going to let them play here. Let them figure this out for themselves.
Count them, 1, 2, 3 referees on this game as a pass inside is off the mark. And a rebound for Amani Free. We're going to see Lou High trying to get out in transition and maybe wear down what they know. And what Rumson knows is a little bit of a thin team compared to Lou High.
I will say that Dave Callahan said before the game, they are not altering things. They are going to still play at their tempo. They recognize that they might not have as much depth, but they're not going to change anything in terms of how they like to play and move the basketball with pace.
As you see, Grace Stone shuffles her feet. Talented junior with a turnover, so no score here. We're about a minute in. Dave Callahan, Greg, walked into a pretty good situation as his first-year head coach for Rumson Fairhaven. And his first game made a nice mark. As you see, the layup inside the finish for Hannah Scanlon, averaging 23 points per game. She gets Rumson on the board first.
Yeah, George Sorless did not leave the cupboard bare for Dave Callahan when he stepped down as the coach after all those years, 30 years with Rumson. He leaves a team that has a good resume, has talent, has some very good components in different areas of the floor, and Dave has flourished with it.
You don't begrudge coaches who retire when the cupboard is bare, as they say, but you do admire those guys who step away when the talent is as rich as it is for Rumson.
Well, in all honesty, George did step away because his son Teddy is playing boys basketball at Rumson.
3-point shot falls for Lucy Adams, and quickly 5-0 Rumson leads.
Just to finish that point, Teddy Soros is playing for Rumson's boys team, one of the best three-point shooters in the short conference. The kid lights it up, And I don't think George, like any other parent, didn't want to miss that stuff.
Some guys try and do it. Some guys try and arrange their schedule, their practice schedule, their game schedules. I know some guys up in Westchester County who's Vic Carollo from Iona Prep comes to mind. His daughter plays for Ursuline, and he's tried to rearrange games and schedules so he can make sure he can drive down the road to Ursuline. And I've talked to him a few times about it, and he says it's difficult. He makes it work. It helps only having one child compared to some of us.
Well, I was going to say, how often have I shared comments with you, like, appreciate it with your two daughters. Don't miss those moments because you don't get them back.
You definitely, especially when your child is a star athlete. As you see a turnover force here for Lehigh. Stone's going to push the pressure, goes inside, off the mark. Lehigh just can't get anything going offensively. Rebound kick back out and up and in. And finally, Lehigh's on the board. Amani Free with the basket. 5:45 left in this first quarter. A 5-2 Rumson lead. And now we're seeing the full court pressure put on by Lehigh. It's amazing in girls basketball. You see the steal here for Celeste Taylor, going to go in, lay it up and in, and now back-to-back baskets for Lehigh. But it's amazing in girls basketball how powerful you can be against a full court pressure when you have a big girl who can handle the basketball. And they have a couple of them here at Rumson. Pass inside to one of those girls, and off the mark goes Hannah Scanlon. Rebound, going to be kicked back out. Three-point shot from the corner is in. Lucy Adams knocks it down. Her second three. It's an 8-4 Rumson lead.
Now, give you a little background. Lucy Adams is playing in the spot that Megan Volker would usually play in. Megan hurt her ankle against St. John Vianney and has stepped in. And after that Vianney game, she told Dave Callahan, you know what? She was a little apprehensive about being in a game of that magnitude. Yeah. A huge crowd on hand. It's loud. The atmosphere in those places can be a little overwhelming. She came up to Dave Callahan the next day and said, you know what? I'm good to go from here on out. I don't have those nerves anymore. She just proved it by banging a huge three early in this game to get herself involved.
One game, and you're settled in to face some of the top teams in the Tri-State. And we're seeing Rumson do that this season, playing a very difficult schedule. Pass up a three-point shot, cutting into the zone. Into the lane there and off. Tapped around. Scanlon gets it. Back up. No, does not fall, but she will go to the line for two. And that might be against Amani Free, who might have her second foul in the span of 30 seconds. 4:33 left in this first quarter, and Amani Free has two fouls. Scanlon's up and off the mark.
Early on, Kev, you're seeing two things. These teams can liberally throw balls up on the backboard because they are confident that they can rebound the basketball on the offensive end.
She makes one of two. It's a 9-4 advantage for Rumson. As we said, getting off to a good start, strong start, knocking down a couple three-point shots, getting to the free throw line. Getting into the lane there, ball bouncing around the rim. And now, Rumson's going the other way. It's Hajduk off the mark. Rebounds. Offensive glass has been kind to Rumson so far, and so is the three-point shot. The third three-pointer, Katie Foos, the three-point specialist, knocks it down.
And it stems from watching Hannah Scanlon scrap for a loose ball on the floor, recognizing instantly that Lehigh is out of shape defensively, kicking it out to the one player that you do not want to leave unattended at the arc, and Katie Foos, and that's what Katie does. And I'm going to tell you this too. Rich Slater, being the coach that he is, immediately calling a timeout, not just to settle his kids down, but to make sure Katie Foos doesn't keep that hot hand going, right? You don't want that spark to start.
Not. You don't want them setting up defensively, and Katie Foos, it's one thing. Anybody else on the floor makes a three-pointer. It just feels different when Katie Foos does it. Her 34th three-pointer of the season in now 15-plus games. So a very dangerous shooter. And again, 33 in 15 games, it's a little over two a game, but it seems that she can make them in stretches and in spurts. So.
I think it speaks to the fact that with Scanlon averaging over 20 points a game and Tori Hajduk averaging 12 to 13 points a game, she's the third option. And on some nights, you might get 12 cracks at it. Yeah. Other nights, you might get 6 cracks at it. Maybe they're going to run you off the line. But as that person who has that identity as the three-point shooter, you got to be prepared every time you have an opportunity to knock it down. You're looking right now, as we're getting ready to inbound this ball, Rumson in a 1-3-1, okay? Yeah. They were in a 3-2 matchup before. I noted in the very first game I saw them against Saddle River, over 32 minutes, They played more zone defense in the 30 years that George Soros was the head coach.
That ball off the mark and off the backboard and goes in. Jada Patrick. Very smooth sophomore, the banker. It's a 12-6 Rumson advantage. Hajduk going to dribble into the double team. To Scanlon, into the corner. Three-point shot is up and in. Katie Foose again knocks it down. 15-6 Rumson leads.
Tells Rich Slater, use another timeout if you want to, because you can't cool me off right now.
And again, we're seeing another turnover here, an unforced error. Second time we've seen Grace Stone shuffle her feet. And so Lou High is going to go to their bench, take out Patrick, who has 2 fouls, Cassidy Roberts, a 5'6" sophomore coming in. You know, we put year after year a lot of expectation on Lou High. And you look at their roster and you see so many underclassmen on this team. And you remember that they are young, and this is a team that's still got time to come together. And they're facing a team of girls that's, basically grown up together. Hajduk, one of those girls, drives in and finishes with the left. At 11-point Rumson advantage. Did not see this coming, Greg, to start so quickly.
Hop, skip, and a jump to the finish for Tori Hajduk.
Cross-court pass, three-point shot is up and off. Rebound and foul going to be called on Hannah Scanlon. And it's going to send Jada Patrick to the line. Patrick just crashing the boards. And again, we talk about just the length of this Lou High team. They started 5'11", 5'10", 5'10", 5'10", and 5'10". You have 5 starters, 5'10" or bigger.
It must have been real easy to hand out the uniforms.
As the first free throw is in for Jada Patrick.
I was just thinking about this, and let me ask you this as a New York guy, okay? A New York team comes over here, and they struggle the way they do right now. They can't make some shots, and they're coming down. And that shot that Celeste Taylor takes is pretty quick in the possession. Do they not realize, is that something that you have to discuss as a New York team when you come to New Jersey? Like, listen, there's no shot clock here.
Yeah.
Let's be patient. Let's find a good shot, a high percentage shot, and we'll build from there.
Rich Slater, and he goes and travels with this program a lot. They play a lot of games with no shot clock. So it's not the first time they've had it, but I'm sure he's told his team, let's not change what we do. We've been pretty successful, 11-2 on the year. Let's not change what we do. Nice pass inside. They're doubling down on Hannah Scanlon when the ball goes inside, and she's still working around it. Another left-handed finish, a 19-8 Rumson lead, 2:23 to go in this first quarter.
Rumson 4 for the last 4 from the field. Feeling it.
That ball's off the mark again, and Scanlon's there to corral the rebound. Hajduk looking up the court. Facing a zone here from another three-point shot in the corner. You know, how do you beat a zone, Greg? Three-point shooting.
Shoot him out.
Has 3 threes already in this game. It's 22-8. Another pass, kick outside. Pass up to 3, jump shot from the baseline, falls for Grace Stone. You know, Stone is averaging, comes into this game, 3rd on the team in scoring, 10.4. I had her, kind of penciled in this season as maybe a 20-point per game scorer. She's come on strong of late, 37 points in her last 3 games, but you expect to see a little bit more scoring out of Grace Stone. Just too talented to pass up shots. Right there, she passed up the 3, knocked down the baseline jumper, and gets them into double digits. Just over a minute to go here in this first quarter. It's been all Rumson so far. Driving in is Hajduk. Rebound couldn't be handled by Scanlon, and now they're going to press. Celeste Taylor goes in and it falls off the mark. She gets her own rebound, goes back up, draws a foul, and gets the bucket.
So graceful, going to the basket. And I love the fact, resilient and relentless. Misses a shot, fouls it up, gets a rebound, and makes something bigger out of it with the N1 to boot.
She goes in on the right in transition. The ball rolls off the mark. She was almost looking like she was running up the court, thought that was going to fall. And the ball just comes bouncing back her way, grabs it, back up, and the foul. And a chance for the three-point play the old way. And she gets it to fall, 22-13, 1:02 to go in the first quarter.
So I bring up this next point, okay? We talked about in the past, again, the shot clock thing. It always comes up when it's a New York, New Jersey thing. We always talk about we have a good time with it and everything like
Usually
that.
It's me complaining.
Yeah, okay, and rightfully so. You're a New York guy. You're used to it.
Jump shot doesn't fall, and Patrick the rebound. And we're seeing Long Island Lutheran want to push the tempo here in this first quarter. Celeste Taylor, back out. Grace Stone for 3. No, off the mark. And a rebound by Michaela McGarvey. 39 seconds in the first quarter left, and a three-point shot from the corner. They have another one in them. They do! The 6th three-pointer of this first quarter. Lucy Adams has another.
To get back to that point real fast, you have to defend for as long as the other team maintains and moves the basketball.
Baseline finish, the reverse layup for Patrick. We're under 15 seconds in this first quarter. 25-15, Rumson leads. Hajduk dribbles back to her left. Drop-off pass there to Hannah Scanlon, and that will most likely be how the first quarter ends, as we're seeing not a shot off. And what a first quarter performance. Hey, no shot clock. And Rumson Fairhaven put up 27 points. They lead 27-15 after one.
Dave Callahan right now, if you're looking at him, has removed himself from the team. I don't know if that's because he has nothing to say.
Yeah.
What is he going to tell them? Keep going, ladies. Do what you do.
What do we tell them? I mean, can they possibly play better? 27 points in 8 minutes. That was as good as it gets for Rumson Fairhaven. After one, the Bulldogs lead Lehigh 27-15. Back for the second quarter. Lehigh had a little bit longer time in their huddle after the first. A lot to talk about. Trailing by 12 on the road here at Homedale High School, part of the Coach's Choice USA Challenge. Kevin Devaney Jr. joined here by Greg Lerner on the call. Greg, we do this once a year. We did it last year for Lehigh when they knocked off Manasquan in a marquee matchup. Those two teams obviously play maybe one of the best games of the regular season so far, as Manasquan went to Lehigh and beat them in double overtime in an unforgettable game. Faith Masonis had the three-pointer to force overtime, and what a win that was. And we saw Lehigh kind of get on a roll here. 11-2, lost to McDonough this past weekend. So the losses are to two national powers in Manasquan and McDonough. But here they are now in a 12-point hole to start the second quarter.
Yeah, and if anybody can make it up, it's Lehigh. However, they got to get some shots to drop. They've gotten good looks. They've gotten inside. Here's a turnover again. So right off the bat, they can't even develop the rhythm because they lose the possession. But in that first quarter, Kev, how many times did they access the paint off the dribble or get an open look from the outside? They can't get it to drop. It makes it magnified when the other team is down the floor and banging everything in sight.
Making every open look that they got, did Rumson Fairhaven in that first quarter. Hard to imagine it's going to stay up. But, hey, listen, when you're inside and you got Hannah Scanlon, you don't need to worry too much. And she gets the finish there and pushes the lead up to 14 in the opening minute of this second quarter.
Using her body to get a terrific seal and then the catch and the finish.
With Lehigh, a lot of it comes down to spacing. We saw bad spacing on their first possession, resulted in a turnover. Good spacing there, just can't get the shot to fall. And if you're Rich Slater, you got to say, hey, listen, they can't make shots all day. 6 threes in that first quarter. I think they only missed one. They missed a shot there. And I think we're having a little bit of a clock malfunction on the far scoreboard. Above the Lehigh bench is showing zeros. 7:13 left in the first half. We'll use the other clock. And we're going to see Lehigh just, basically try and treat this game like it's 0-0 and just try and have good possessions. They didn't have a lot of good possessions, still managed to have 15 points. And you're seeing inside the drive and the foul on the way up. It was in the neighborhood of Hannah Scanlon, but it's going to be called.
So I'm just doing the math here real fast. If I'm not mistaken, RFH starts 9 of 14 from the floor in the first quarter.
It's pretty amazing. Katie Foose with the foul there.
6 for 6. 6 for 6.
6 for 6. They didn't miss one. That's unbelievable. You're not going to be losing to anybody when you make 6 of 6 three-pointers in the first quarter. And again, doing it in the first quarter is different than any other time of the game because it's just a demoralizing. At the top, we talked about getting off to a good start. I mean, I don't think anyone had this in mind. Celeste Taylor at the line. Knocks down the second. She's averaging 15.8 points per game, 11 threes. It's a natural thing for teams when one team's knocking down threes. You feel like you got to match threes with threes, and I'm sure Rich Slater is imploring his girls not to get comfortable with that. Speaking of comfortable, off the mark, comfortable from three-point range in the first quarter was Katie Foose. She made 3 of 3 and misses her first.
Breaking news, Katie Foose is not a cyborg. She does miss on occasion.
And we're seeing Hajduk push the pressure up off the miss. She goes in, and a rough call. It looked like Jada Patrick had her hands up, and Hajduk just tripped, but the foul will be called against Patrick. It's the team's third foul. The first on Patrick. The first 2 in the first quarter were both against Amani Free. Seeing Foose inbound and stolen away. The great hands of Grace Stone, and she just can't, speaking of great hands, and on cue, she turns the ball over. It almost looked like she thought about giving that ball up and then changed her mind mid-pass and getting called for the carry. So Rumson will have the ball back. 6:30 to go in the first half, leading 29-17 over Lehigh, the number 2 ranked team in the Tri-State. Rumson Fairhaven at number 11. Their only loss, of course, to our number 7 team, to St. John Vianney. And not just a loss, they got blown out.
Yeah.
When you look at that game, is this a different team than then? Did that refocus this group? Was it, they play a difficult schedule, of course.
I think it's a team that has had to redesign itself. We mentioned about Megan Volker being out. Lucy Adams getting involved in the starting lineup now. The depth is not long. As you see, a bucket there and a putback by Hannah Scanlon to make it 31-17.
Scanlon kept that ball above her head the entire time and puts it back in for another bucket. So it's now a 31-17 Lehigh lead. Excuse me, Lehigh is trailing Rumson Fairhaven. Another turnover for Lehigh. Lucy Adams comes up with it. Kicks out to Foose for 3 and off.
You see the English? We had a unique angle from that because we were right behind that.
Yeah.
I'm watching as she releases it. That ball's got some English spin that's
Yeah.
kind of going left to right, like
And
and you're a golfer.
That's not by design. Yes, you don't want to fade on your 3-point shots.
If you're playing a dog leg right, yes.
Yeah, maybe, but not a straight-on 3-point shot there. And a foul going to be called on Hannah Scanlon.
Her second.
Her second foul. So foul trouble could be an issue for Rumson, as you see. Celeste Taylor going in, the soft touch of Celeste Taylor for another basket.
So all this that we've talked about Rumson, right, and the start they've gotten off to, and it's a 12-point game. And I'm sure that's not insurmountable in the eyes of Lehigh by any stretch of the imagination.
3-point shot is up and off again, and Hannah Scanlon to tip in. I don't think she even had that ball in her hand, just kind of bounced off her fingertips and in.
That sure looked like a design tip-in by me, from my vantage point, by Hannah Scanlon. Confidence.
Drive, baseline drive, finish there for Amani Free, who came back into this game. It's 33-21. Rumson leading Long Island Lutheran, 4:57 to go in the second quarter. It's going to be a 30-second timeout called here by Lehigh after the basket made. And you have to imagine that Rich Slater is going to use that 30-second, use it or lose it timeout here to maybe reset his defense, sensing that maybe Rumson is on the ropes here a little bit on both ends.
I don't know about on the ropes, buddy. I mean, they've been doing some pretty nice left-right combinations.
Their momentum has slowed, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'll buy that.
Their offense,
right.
This quarter has all been offensive rebounds for Hannah Scanlon. So
the blistering pace has been downshifted to 4th gear as opposed to the 5th gear. Yeah, I would love to know what Rich says to him. I mean, you're looking at his body language right now. He looks like a disappointed dad in one regard, not letting this happen. I'm sure he's trying to emphasize we have to close out on shooters. Run out, get a hand, if nothing else, on Katie Foose and Lucy Adams. But you know what, though? When you say that, it gives you an insight as to why Rumson's doing what they're doing, because they've made 4 or 5 options viable in the half court.
Foose, Scanlon, Hajduk, Lucy Adams, we've seen it from all over. Hajduk going to reset here. And Rumson really in no rush now at this point. And again, nice inside pass going to be handled by Hajduk. She's trapped on the baseline, gets to Scanlon. Kicks it back out to the top. Adams thought about it for a moment, and now too many cross-court passes and the length of Lehigh. Celeste Taylor dribbles down baseline, going to bring it back out. Just over 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Drive up and no good, and Adams with the rebounds. Patrick had it for a moment. Hajduk controls it. Hajduk inside pass, and we're seeing Rumson maybe force the ball a little bit too much against the long arms of this Lehigh defense, and a foul going to be called. Looks like referee was pointing at Hajduk there.
What you're also seeing is the elements that Long Island Lutheran has to do to get back in this game. They have to start jumping the passing lane. They have to interrupt the passing lane. Anytime there's an entry, if you can challenge it, get a hand on it. The cross-court skip pass, not a good idea against Lehigh, obviously. You know, Lucy Hampton would love to have that pass back because of the length. You think you can get away with it on most nights. This is the one team that you can't. And Lehigh is doing what they have to do at the defensive end. Now they have to convert that at the offensive end.
You never ask anybody about their thoughts on Lehigh without them saying how long they are and how much height they have and how that well they rebound, but more so their length allows them to play the passing lane so well. A three-point shot from the corner is off for Cucarulo. Rebound there, up and back in, and it rolls around for the basket for Jada Patrick, and suddenly Lehigh is back within 10.
Amani Free with a nice little dish there.
The rebound and dish, pretty much all in one motion. Three-point shot is up and in. Katie Foose has 4 3-point shots, and you're seeing the Lehigh bench, just the frustration, and now more frustration for Lehigh, as you don't want to call them unforced errors, but a dribble off the foot, a travel call. We're seeing it too consistently for Lehigh in this first quarter and a half, 3:15 to go in the first half. But what a response there for Katie Foose. She missed 2 3-point shots that are out to making 3 of 3 in the first quarter, and then knocks one down. Demoralizing 3-point shot. Another 3-point shot is up and in. No English on that one. Tori Hajduk knocks it down, so they've now gone back-to-back threes. 8 3-pointers so far. And another turnover for Lehigh coming, or not. Patrick corrals it. Back to the top. You know, Greg, one of the things you've noticed, these last couple possessions, you haven't seen Grace Stone handle the ball maybe enough. 3-point shot is up and in for Lehigh. So fighting fire with fire are the Crusaders. Answering that 3-point shot. One of their own, and another steal here. Celeste Taylor going to drive in, takes it all herself. The pretty finger roll falls. 39-28, Rumson leads, and they're going to call a full timeout. That last 3 for Lehigh was Marika Korpinen. Comes off the bench, the senior. 3-point specialist for Long Island Lutheran.
But that sequence right there shows you what Lehigh is capable of. In a blink of an eye, bang a 3, turn you over, and we got 5 points in a span of what? 10 seconds, 12 seconds, and we're right back in the thing.
That's how you answer after back-to-back 3-pointers for Rumson Fairhaven. 8 3-pointers made in such a short amount, about 12 minutes, a little over, well, 13 minutes now. Pretty amazing.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you mind? The people that watch. No, it's not personal. I would never bring that up on the air. But the fans who watch us on Fast Break, I think, heard us talking about potentially going out for a bite to eat after this day here at a famous place down the shore. Pete and Elda's.
Yeah.
Is that in play right now? Are we going to do that or
it's
what?
It's possible. It's, you know, I mean, I wouldn't ever rule out pizza.
Do you want me to throw down the extra large T-shirt gauntlet upon you if I must?
I think it's double extra large. You know, Pete and Elda's is like it's an unbelievable place. So pizza is incredible, and they have this thing where if you eat a double extra a large pie by yourself, you get a free T-shirt. And I've never felt so sick after walking out of a place holding a crappy free T-shirt. But it was worth it. Mostly worth it because my wife said she did it 10 years earlier when she was in college. And here I am, I'm saying, I'm in my 30s. I got to match my wife what she ate 10 years ago. See it driving to the lane there. Hajduk doesn't give it up and misses. And Jada Patrick eyes up the court, handles the ball, cross-court pass to Grace Stone, who gives it up back inside. Cucarulo kicks it out to Taylor. Taylor going to go in against double team, puts it back up and in off her own miss. We've seen her do that a couple times. Just great awareness, great presence on the court, and it's inside. Single-digit lead for Rumson now for the first time since early in the first quarter. 1:40 left in the half.
A little triangle.
Patience there, goes in and out, 3-point shot. And Taylor can't control it. Hajduk is there, causing havoc. Scanlon back around, the foul. Nope, it's going to be a travel. Michaela McGarvey took too many steps.
So you're watching Tori Hajduk.
Yeah.
She wears number 11. She's all over the floor hustling for loose balls. Does she remind you of anybody?
Don't tell me you're going to say Bobby Hurley.
No. I was going to say she plays a lot like Stella Clark.
Okay, that's fair.
Kimmy Evans walking by us. Good luck today, Kimmy, from St. John Vianney. A stud who's going to Seton Hall.
They're not playing. St. John Vianney plays next against Archbishop Wood. Game 3 here at the Coach's Choice. We'll have the 4th game of the day. You see a foul called on a fadeaway jump shot. That is a tough call against Abby Kelly. It's going to send Patrick to the line. So the next game we're going to do live. We're going to take a little bit of a break. St. John Vianney will play Archbishop Wood. You're going to be live tweeting the game, I'm sure. And then we're going to have Gill St. Bernard's in the 4th game of the day.
Against RBC.
Against RBC. And then the nightcap at 5:10, roughly 5:10, is number 1 Manasquan against number 4 Rutgers Prep.
Let's go.
You figure with Manasquan playing, as difficult to schedule as they play, eventually you feel like they're going to get picked off by somebody. Or are they?
Well, I'm going to say this, because I did notice on social media this morning somebody mentioning the idea that Rumson's schedule, or Manasquan's schedule being, ridiculously loaded.
Yeah.
Shot by Abigail Kelly on a baseline from Hannah Scanlon. But I'm going to tell you this real fast. The schedule that Rutgers Prep plays is no joke either, okay? So they do a lot of heavy lifting too.
It's different when it's and this is not fair to Rutgers Prep, but Manasquan plays a very difficult league schedule, so they're playing these teams twice. A lot of them twice, so that is the short conference for you. And to see try to play the pass lanes was Hajduk, ball knocked around, but Celeste Taylor will control it. We're down to 14 seconds left in the first half. It's a 10-point Rumson lead, trying to make it single digits. Taylor, crossover, dribble, kick out, corner, Grace Stone for 3, off the mark. Scanlon rebounds, and that is how the first half is going to end. It was a 3-point barrage, Greg, for Rumson Fairhaven. You have a 10-point lead on Lehigh. Before the day, if you told Rumson that, they'd probably be happy. Is 10 enough?
The way that they're playing right now, if I was in the Lehigh perspective, I got to start worrying if it's going to get higher than 10. This comes at a good time for the Lehigh perspective. It gives them a chance to recollect, to analyze. Rumson looked like they wanted to play all day. You know what? If they had the choice, they'd say, we don't need the 10 minutes break. We're gonna play this through because we're on fire right now.
8 3-pointers in the first half for Rumson Fairhaven. They lead Long Island Lutheran 41-31. You're watching the Coach's Choice USA Challenge here on Newsville Varsity. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, third quarter action coming up. Getting ready now for the third quarter. Rumson Fairhaven leading Long Island Lutheran 41-31 after the first half. A bit of a surprise, but I think more just the 8 3-point shots was maybe the bit of the shocker for Rumson Fairhaven. What do the Bulldogs have to do in the second half, Greg?
The Bulldogs don't have to do anything. Just keep doing what they're doing, and they're in good shape. It's a matter of Lehigh making some adjustments. They obviously have to identify shooters. They have to run and close out on the perimeter. They have to start knocking down more shots. They're getting good high-percentage shots. They're just not converting them. And just change the complexion of the game a little bit at a time. You know what? You don't have to chew it all off here in the first 3 minutes. You got 16 minutes to go. Gradually chip away. Kevin
Devaney Jr. joined here today by Greg Lerner. Greg Lerner, normally I come to an event like this and you're the biggest celebrity here. You're the biggest star here. But it's like a who's who of major college coaches.
Well, I appreciate that. You're being really kind and comedic at my expense as well, and I get it, buddy. I see right through you. I know what you're doing here. But the fact that, I'll put it this way, when you walk in a gym and Chris Daly, the assistant head coach from UConn, is in the building, you know that there's some serious talent collecting in this place today.
So talent on the floor for Rumson as they start strong here in the third quarter. Tori Hajduk with the mid-range jumper. It's a 12-point lead. It's going to have to see Lehigh if they can just chip away here. They're not a team that, is streaky three-point shooting team like Rumson is. They're going to have to get back into this game with defense, working the ball inside, running some good sets here, and just chipping away at this lead. So we're seeing them do that now, work the ball to Taylor. Taylor, shot from the elbows off the mark. Rebound there by Patrick, up and in. Greg, I think the greatest success we've seen for Lehigh is on the offensive glass. You almost wonder if they should be taking shots a little bit earlier on and just see if they can get more opportunities here. Three-point shot is up and in and out. And Patrick gets it, pushes the ball up the court. Celeste Taylor going to go in against Foose, and a foul going to be called against Rumson.
You see two elements of what are going to be at the root of any comeback that Lehigh makes right there. Jada Patrick working both ends of the floor on the glass, getting the offensive rebound, clearing the defensive rebound. And if Celeste Taylor or Gracie Stone are going to fill the lanes and run out the way they are and break out the way that they just did, they're going to beat you down the floor. They're going to make you foul them going to the basket.
Now, whether that was a foul or not is to be seen. We'll have to look at the replay, but it was maybe a little bit of a soft call.
Well, already you're running a referee's clinic up here now, huh?
Oh, it's much easier to see from up here. We are stationed at the top here on the catwalk at beautiful Homedale High School. I came here today, Greg, with my wife and children. My wife's a high school phys ed teacher at Irvington High School in New York, and they have one field. Homedale High School has, we'll just say they have more than one field.
Ample property here on the campus of Homedale High School.
Campus here. What a block by Amani Free. Grace Stone going to try and control it. She does. Back over to Free. Hajduk just chasing. You know, if you think you're going to wear down Rumson, you may be able to wear down four of them. You're not going to wear down Tori Hajduk.
You probably just touched on the one point that I thought was going to be the tipping point in this game, was whether or not Rumson is going to have the conditioning of this level that Lehigh demands, and they've already proven that, yes, we have it and then some.
It's only an 8-point Rumson lead now. They led by as many as, I think, 16. You see this ball now going to be thrown out of bounds and going to go back over to Rumson. And you're seeing it, you know, look, I actually had a hard time finding Rich Slater on the bench. He's sitting on the end of the bench with his head in his hand. Now he's finally back onto his feet because it's been little turnovers like that. And they're not little now because they're adding up to a whole lot more.
I think that's probably the biggest issue that Richie has with his team. As Michaela Garvey drilling one from the foul line.
Just coming around a simple screen. McGarvey knocking it down from the free throw line as we're seeing now Taylor going to get inside to Patrick. Patrick shots up and off, and another offensive rebound goes up and in for Jada Patrick. How many times, Greg, have we seen not only offensive rebounds for Lehigh, but the same player who missed the shot get the offensive rebounds?
Better start extending some hands and putting some bodies on top of Jada Patrick right now because she's got springs for legs. She gets up on the glass, and when she retrieves on the offensive side, she's got one intention, is to put it back.
I don't know what the official numbers are, but I think Hannah Scanlon has more offensive rebound than defensive rebounds. She's just been a little bit overwhelmed inside against Lehigh. Three-point shot, up, in, another three-point shot. You gotta shake your head right now if you're Lehigh. The three-point shot goes and back to a double-digit lead, 48-37, 5:30 to go in this third quarter.
Michaela Garvey reinforcing the point we made in the first half about all 5 kids getting involved in the half court. Michaela is more of a defensive-minded player. She's knocking down threes. Everybody's feeling it for Rumson right now, but so is Jada Patrick.
Offensive rebound, goes back up and in, and that's been the greatest source of Lehigh offense today. They're back within 9. Ball at the top of the key. At some point, you got to imagine Rumson's going to maybe try and slow this game down a little bit. And you see a travel call. It was good defense there by Jada Patrick. Just held her ground and forced another extra step and a turnover for Rumson. We're seeing 3 Rumson players in the paint. As you see, Amani Free go up and in. She's going to get called for a travel.
That Euro step kind of crossed the border into another continent, thus drawing the travel there. And I see a lot of Euro steps now. A lot of kids doing it very well. The trick is, though, sometimes some of these referees don't buy the Euro step. They still like to see the American steps. They're not interested in that.
That was like an Antarctic step because that was an extra one no one sees, and a turnover. Trying to get the ball inside to Scanlon. When Scanlon, the ball was even near Scanlon, there's double teams. 3-point shot off. And here we go. Lehigh going the other way. They've got numbers. Going to pull it back out. Short jumper is off, and Scanlon's there for the rebound. Hannah Scanlon, so talented inside. So versatile now, trying to get the ball back up across half court, where Hajduk's going to sit up. Hajduk going to go into her left. I don't think Lehigh's done a good enough job today, Greg, of stopping Hajduk and Hannah Scanlon from going to the left. Hajduk 3-pointers off. And just enough of a tip out, but Lehigh is going to get it. Scanlon looks like she's going to tip it back out. Here's Celeste Taylor. She's going to pull it out.
Good defense right there by Michaela Garvey to cut off the baseline. That's what you need to do against these guards, man. You got to beat them to spots, anticipate where they want to go, cut them off from where they want to go, and send them in a different direction.
A lot of white jerseys in the paint. See kick out there to Amani Free. Going to go over to Jada Patrick. Jada Patrick's jumper is off, and Amani Free's right there. Looks like maybe Rumson didn't have enough aggressiveness on that, and a foul going to be called against Michaela McGarvey.
See a lot of that boxing out, but you still got to retrieve the basketball. You're waiting for somebody else to come clean it up, and 9 times out of 10, it's the opposing team that comes in and gets a clean look at the basket.
Rumson worked so hard on the defensive end to allow offensive rebounds like this. (48-40). Rumson Fairhaven has had at least an 8-point lead since the opening minutes of this game. And Lehigh trying to get within 7 here with Amani Free getting another free throw. Here's up and in, nothing but net as it falls. It's now 48-41. Still a lot of time left, 3:20 left in this third quarter. Hajduk picks up her dribble. Back out, inside to Scanlon all alone, and she makes a great move. Great spin move there. The entry pass comes in, and she can almost like tipped it to herself and finishes. Another basket for Hannah Scanlon.
I love the enthusiasm of Abigail Kelly on the entry. After that bucket goes in, she pumps her fists.
And Jada Patrick goes in and finishes off the window. And we're going to get a timeout here for Rumson Fairhaven with a 50-43 lead, 2:46 to go in this third quarter.
Wise timeout. I mean, it's a 7-point game. You discuss right now about leaving it at this. You know, we can't let them get any closer. Have not had a lot of impact from three-point range from Lehigh. I don't even know if they have one right now. You know, a lot of it's been off the dribble. So if they're going to make it their intentions to beat you with twos, then we got to start really concentrating on closing off the paint, cutting off the baseline, and just redirecting them from where they want to go.
Yeah, I think Dave Callahan may see a little bit of fatigue, not from his guard. You would expect the guards on Rumson Fairhaven to be the ones chasing, getting tired out. I think there's been a little bit of a mental lapse on the last couple of possessions from the interior players as they didn't chase down what was clearly should have been 3 players there for a rebound. They didn't get it. It led to a foul and 2 free throws. And then right there, an easy drive and finish by Jada Patrick.
Brilliant point. Brilliant point.
Lehigh's going to keep coming, Greg.
Yep.
They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. And eventually, they arrive, usually at some point, and Rumson's got to hold them off here. And, you know, obviously 2:46 to go in this third quarter. And Rumson played pretty much a flawless first quarter. They played a really strong second quarter, and now the third quarter, they're just trying to stay a little bit of afloat and not, you know, once you have a lead that was 17, 18 points, get inside of 5, then it's almost like you feel like you blew it. And right now, they have a 7-point lead with the basketball.
Couldn't have said it any better, partner.
See Hajduk gonna go in, defended by Cassidy Roberts. Inside pass to Scanlon, their bread and butter, but it falls off, and now Amani Free's going to go. Anybody can rebound on Lehigh and push the ball up the floor. We've seen everyone do it. Off the glass is no good. An offensive rebound for Jada Patrick, no good. A Free with an offensive rebound up and no good. And just fight for the basketball, Celeste Taylor, and she's going to get fouled on the way up. And it's either going to be against Michaela McGarvey or Abby Kelly, and it's going to go against McGarvey.
If they show that sequence on any of our shows, Russ, Bob, Brian, Eddie can edit that and just go boing, boing, boing as every kid springs off the floor to keep that possession alive.
So 3 different players get an offensive rebound on the same possession. That's pretty impressive.
Celeste Taylor comes out of nowhere. All that was missing was a cape as she strips the ball, and now she gets herself to the foul line.
Cassidy Roberts sits down, and into the game comes Grace Stone. Taylor's free throw is up and in. And so here we are, 50-44. Rumson Fairhaven leads. Led by double digits for most of the first quarter, all the second quarter. And now here they are, just trying to hold on here. Just over 2 minutes left in the third. Hajduk up, no good. And it's Amani Free. Amani Free had foul trouble early, Greg. She's made her presence felt in the second part of that second quarter, now here in the third.
Especially on the glass, man. She's rebounding.
Grace Stone, the point guard. See driving in there, Jada Patrick. Soft finish, the knee up, and it falls. It's now a 4-point game, 1:40 left in the third quarter, and the momentum has completely swung back to Lehigh.
The air has come out of the balloon for Rumson Fairhaven, and Jada Patrick has been the pin. She's been outstanding in the third quarter, getting Lehigh back into this game.
Scanlon doing a nice job of drawing contact, and they're going to say that she was on the way up.
So now this is where it sets up now, Kev. This is what we kind of were hinting upon earlier in the game and in our analysis and our primers and our huddle-ups and all this stuff. The fourth quarter. Will Rumson have enough gas left in the tank? Because you're seeing it right now. Lehigh is letting you know that, you know what, the energy level will not wane from us for the next 9 minutes and 27 seconds of this game. Now Rumson has to dig deep to find out whether they have it or not to sustain this lead.
And this is where I always say the separation between the great private school programs in the Tri-State. This is where the separation is against the public school teams. You see inside, off the window. Too easy there for Celeste Taylor. Another basket. It's a 2-point game. Just 1:15 to go in this third quarter. 50-48. Bulldogs lead. Just trying to get to the fourth with the lead. Back to Hajduk. She's being defended well inside by Imani Free as Hannah Scanlon. Hajduk, crossover. Right there is Grace Stone. And a pass, the entry pass, knocked away by Patrick. 2-on-1. The finish, up, no good. A chance to tie, misses, but another chance to tie, and Imani Free takes advantage. All the way back has come Lehigh. 50, all under a minute in the third quarter.
We can talk about the length. We can talk about making shots. This is about hustle right now from Lehigh that's gotten them back. The work on the offensive boards is pure hustle, and they're starting to cause turnovers because they're using their athleticism.
When it seemed Rumson wouldn't miss on the three-point shot in the first half, Lehigh never really panicked. You saw body language getting a little frustrated. You saw shoulders slump a little bit, but you had to know, if you're Lehigh, they couldn't make 16 threes. He made 8 in the first half, 16 threes in the game. Hey, listen, you'll take a loss if your team hits 16 threes. That pace has slowed. Lehigh has limited the three-point shots, and here they are, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter with a chance to take the lead.
Lehigh refuse to lose high.
Celeste Taylor turning around. The scoreboard on their side of the court is off. Kick out. Grace Stone for 3. Final seconds. It's in and out. Scanlon with the rebound. Going to push up the court. McGarvey from half court. Hit the net, but didn't go through it. And that's how the third quarter is going to end. Greg, Lehigh, again, this is why they're Lehigh. They come all the way back, and we're tied at 50 going to the fourth quarter.
Don't go anywhere because we're setting up for a great 8 minutes. They're going to go into the fourth quarter the same way they started the game, deadlocked.
Lehigh 50, Rumson Fairhaven 50 for the Coaches USA Challenge here at Homedale. We'll be back in a moment. Back for the fourth quarter. We are all tied up. Lehigh trailed almost pretty much the entire game. Down double digits. 8 3-pointers in the first half for Rumson Fairhaven. They went into the half comfortably ahead. And then here comes back the Crusaders. Tied up, going to the final 8 minutes. Greg, we talked about how important the first quarter was for Rumson Fairhaven. How important are these first couple possessions?
They're huge right now to just rebuild a little confidence.
Monty Free misses the layup, the open look. Great set there out of the quarter for Lehigh. Rumson going to start back up. Hajduk has been so good running this offense all day. And you see everything they look at from this angle is clearly trying to get the ball inside to Hannah Scanlon. McGarvey drives in. The underhand is no good. Rebound. Jada Patrick gets it. Lehigh pressing. Lehigh pressing the ball up the court. Stone going to kick it around to Taylor. Taylor looking inside to Cucurullo. They have not gone to Cucurullo much in the post today. Inside pass, entry pass. Rumson Fairhaven plays the passing lanes well like Lehigh has for the past 2 quarters. And now the Bulldogs have some numbers. They drive in. Hajduk to the corner. No.
Dude, let me tell you something right now.
Wow.
I apologize. Let me tell you something right now. I was looking at your roster because Imani Free okay, as a junior, 5'11", dealing with a 6'1" kid inside. She will be lost in the shuffle here, but she has been pinned in the back pocket of Hannah Scanlon. She has gotten rebound. She has made a couple assists, and to take that charge right there in that spot might be the final spark that pushes Lehigh over the top.
Another offensive rebound, no good, and Scanlon's there. You know, Greg, simplistically, we can look at it and say that Amani Free went to the bench with 2 fouls in the first quarter. They had to double Hannah Scanlon because Amani Free is so good defending by herself, and that opened things up on the three-point line. Now that's not there anymore. They haven't even taken a three-point shot since middle of the third quarter. That layup misses, and Taylor pushes. The one-handed pass inside to Patrick. Back out to Taylor at the top. She drives in, up. They just can't get that basket to go back ahead. Is this the one? No, that's no good. Scanlon with the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball. And Scanlon slams the ball down in frustration. And Scanlon apologizes, and no T called. That, I mean, usually if you slide the ball and it goes above your head.
That ball landed on the NASA radar at one point.
That hit a banner. But Scanlon.
And Richie Slater is letting the referees have it, and I think rightfully so. I mean, listen, you lose your cool in a moment like that. Everybody can understand it happens to everybody. We lose our cool at one moment like that. But to let it go is kind of surprising.
Celeste Taylor with the steal. Trying to go in. Goes in from the left side. No good. Ball going to bounce around. Cucurullo can't get it. Tori Hajduk gets it. Now pushing up the floor. She sees Scanlon coming in. The layup is in. And Rumson Fairhaven goes back ahead. And how much work did Rumson have to do to finally get a basket here, ending that drought? Back ahead, 52-50, 5:45 to go.
I think Richie Slater's got a little bit of a beef, man. He's giving it to the referees a little bit here because you know what? The matter's compounded when Hannah has the composure to then knock down that shot. Because if she got the technical, perhaps she's sitting on the bench right now and she's not scoring that bucket to put Rumson in front.
He's thinking about 2 free throws and possession.
Correct.
And I don't think he's totally wrong, but sometimes reputation helps a player of Hannah Scanlon's stature. You know, you're down here at the Shore. You're facing a Shore team. You're from New York. The drive there for Grace Stone. Grace Stone, Greg, very quiet pretty much all afternoon. But she's trying to assert herself a little bit more on that play.
I was going to say, when sensing that now is the moment, that's when Gracie's going to now get fully involved in this thing, off the dribble, getting to the line, making plays. And just one to further point, not to just harp on that, what happened before, but Scanlon regaining her composure, and especially in a sequence there that was a little frantic to chop her steps and make that basket to put Rumson up by 2 points, puts a little wind in the sail of Rumson, settles things down to a degree from the Rumson perspective.
And I watched the replay of that, and maybe it could have been maybe just jostling for the basketball, and her arms were locked and then were unlocked, and the ball, just momentum of the ball, it could be, and maybe that's what the rest saw. But either way, no call, and we're back tied at 52 all. Just over 5 minutes to play. Rumson going to use the no shot clock to their advantage. You see a travel called on Hajduk. The ball got a little caught in her hip as she was trying to make some moves. Lehigh with possession. They've trailed the entire game. Had 4 opportunities to take the lead and couldn't do it. Here's number 5. Cucurullo going to pass around to Taylor. Inside to Patrick. The one-handed fade away, and here we go. The Crusaders had their first lead of the day. 54-52, 4:38 left. How does Rumson respond? Driving, and a foul going to be called on Patrick.
I thought it was only fitting that Jada Patrick puts them ahead just for the work rate that she's done inside that paint. She was one of the people that had multiple opportunities on a couple of sequences on offensive rebounds that they didn't deposit. She does that time. She's been phenomenal in the second half in terms of being uplifting for the Crusaders.
Something you see even from up here is the communication on defense for Lehigh as the free throw misses.
You talk to enough basketball people, they tell you it's the number one thing that a defense hinges upon is the communication. To switch off, to point out when help is coming, to point out when a screen is coming, those type of things.
It looks like Patrick and Free have a special connection inside defensively. Communicate well. We're seeing Grace Stone now. Going to slow things down. 4:17 left. A 2-point Lehigh lead. Crossover dribble, has a mark, and goes in and finishes. What a play there by Grace Stone.
The only thing missing on that drive were wings on her back.
Got the defender going in the wrong direction and took full advantage. It's a 3-point lead for Lehigh. Into the corner is Hajduk. Hajduk trying to make something happen, trying to get an open shot here. Not going to take the three-pointer there. Hajduk defended by Patrick. She goes in. There's a double team again. The shot is blocked away there by Patrick. Loose ball. Foos can't come up with it. Celeste Taylor does, and they get a timeout. And Celeste Taylor, all she had to do was look up, and Cucurullo would have been there for a layup, but a timeout called by the Lehigh bench. So 3:35 to go. Still a 56-53 Long Island Lutheran lead over Rumson Fairhaven here in the Coach's Choice USA Challenge. Kevin Devaney Jr. joined by Greg Lerner. Greg, we picked another good one here today. We did this last year. Broadcasted the game together, me and you. We did Manasquan Lehigh. Lehigh came on the road. Upset Manasquan or beat Manasquan. Was it an upset back then?
No, it wasn't an upset. And they pinned them. They pinned them pretty good last year.
Yeah, they beat them pretty good. And obviously Manasquan recovered well from that and went on to play for a TOC title and were beaten by St. John Vianney. Vianney, who's up next here in the Coach's Choice, taking on Archbishop Wood from Pennsylvania. And Lehigh, no stranger to playing these showcase events. Seems every weekend they're on the road playing somewhere against some national power, tri-state power. We joke with Rich Slater, who you and I get along with very well, about the cupcake schedule he puts together every year. He only plays about 14 teams ranked in our top 20 poll.
Yeah,
That's how you build the program, right?
No doubt about it. And they have no idea of the definition of a cupcake at Lehigh. That's for sure, man. I mean, he puts his kids through the grindstone year in and year out, and then there's a reason why they wind up in, was it Glen Falls? Is that where you guys?
This year, back to Glens Falls, actually.
Okay.
That's where I actually saw Lehigh for the first time, was 7 years ago in the State Federation Tournament, which is basically the TOC in New York. And you have your public school champion, as Lehigh is, the independent school champion. And they got beat really good by Irvington High School from New York in the Class B. And the program has grown every year since then. They won the AA championship a few years ago, knocked off Osting. And here we're going to have is it going to be a technical foul? And Rich Slater is furious over something.
I got a feeling it's got to do with a number in the book. The way that they're spending the time at the scores table, I saw them looking at the scores book.
I'm not exactly sure what the discrepancy here is, but Slater is upset. He either wants a technical or is getting a technical.
No, it was definitely initiated by Rumson. I think Rumson noticed something here. But referees haven't made any gestures yet, one way or the other. And we're obviously speculating here. I mean, the scores table is completely on the other side of where we're sitting at. But just from hand gestures, signals, body language.
Well, the referee at the table is hopefully going to announce.
Apparently nothing.
So maybe Slater wanted a technical foul. Or
interesting.
Either way, Lehigh ball leading by 3:30 to go. And they're going to take their time.
When's the last time you watched Richie Slater say the words, "pull it out"? He doesn't say it on the other side of the Hudson, that's for sure.
Very
but he's
rarely.
lucky to have it here today.
You can complain about this shot clock all you want in New York. How they don't have it in New Jersey. They don't have it in Connecticut either. And now it's on Lehigh's side. They're just going to try and dribble the clock down here. And it looks like Rumson's just content with letting them do it, at least for the first 30 seconds as they've done it. Now exactly 3 minutes left.
I'm really interested to see.
At what point do they attack here?
What point they attack here, and just the way that Lehigh handles it for girls who aren't accustomed to having this luxury. They don't have to cross that timeline until somebody comes out and forces some space on them. So the fact that people are booing in New Jersey over somebody holding it out is even more comical and ironic.
And the girls are laughing here.
Yeah.
The Lehigh girls are on the court laughing. 2:35 left. And it's 17 fouls against Rumson. Only 2 team fouls. And now they're going to make a move here. They've successfully run over a minute off the clock. 2:10 to go. Lehigh leading by 3. And the people that paid good money to watch this game are getting a little restless.
They've got a great game. They got a great comeback. You know, I don't want to hear that. This is part of the game, man.
Abby Kelly going to play a little intense defense here. Now they're going to apply a little bit more pressure. Lucy Adams defending Grace Stone to Cucurullo. To imagine, they're going to probably want to foul somebody. Cucurullo would have been probably the best choice. They're all good free throw shooters. Cucurullo, though, has taken the fewest shots today.
I love the headiness of Patrick right there. She senses that something is out of whack. Let's reset it, build again, and now you're down to a minute and a half.
1:30 left, 56-53. Lehigh leads. They've run over 2 minutes off the clock on this one possession. Celeste Taylor thought about maybe having a lane. She pulls it back out. The crossover dribble. The clock is now at 1:14.
Here's what happens here, too. A lot of teams call this for to score.
Taylor almost lost it. Now she loses it again.
Might want a timeout.
To Patrick. No timeout called. We are at 1 minute left. Grace Stone going to dribble into the foul line. Pull it back out to Patrick. Over to Stone. And now they're going to intentionally foul. Or are they?
Are they?
And now they are. You saw Dave Callahan make the signal to foul.
The point I was going to make about the 4 to score is if we spread you out, we have the guards that once they access, now they have the option. They can go to the basket and finish, or if they choose, like Celeste Taylor did, she can weave her way back out and take more time off the clock. Now, it looks great if they convert these free throws, and if you don't, now it's like you're sitting on the hot seat.
You could have said all of that maybe 4 or 5 times the time that Lehigh free throw is up and in. The 1-and-1 makes the front end. Also in New York, they play different rules where 5 fouls in a quarter, you shoot 2 free throws. There's no 1-and-1s in New York anymore. Got the rules here in Jersey, and the free throw's up and off the mark. So still a 2-possession game, 57-53, 45 seconds left, and Dave Callahan and Rumson are going to take a timeout, talk things over. A full timeout with 44.3 left, 57-53. Now would be a good time for Greg to hit one of those 3-pointers that they dropped in so casually in that first half.
No doubt about it. But you don't want to force it either. You know, if you can come down the floor, let's say Haidu comes down the floor and she sees that she's got a path to the basket, attack the basket immediately. Take it if you've got it. Be sure that you have it, and then go to the basket. Because you know what? The more time that you spend on the perimeter looking to find that 3-pointer is the less time you're going to have for the second possession that you need. Because unless something has changed, there is no 4-point shot in the game.
My wife is in the crowd here today with our 2 children, and she's making motions that would indicate that she didn't really love the passing the ball out in the perimeter with the no shot clock taking advantage. It's a New York thing, it's a New Jersey thing, and the New York team...
Wave to your daughter for crying out loud.
Yeah, there she is, blowing kisses there in the crowd, 57-53.
I tore a rotator cuff waving to her.
I will say that I imagine Rumson's going to try and work something for a 3-pointer here, because you want to, no matter what, keep it a 1-possession game after a basket and a foul, and wisely, Lehigh, with fouls to give, takes advantage.
And that's why the wise one, Sean Riley, behind us, just sent me a note saying that Lehigh has 2 fouls.
Yes.
They can foul their way to the finish line here almost if they want to.
Just if it looks like anyone's getting ready to shoot, take a shot, take advantage, take a foul on the floor, and make them inbound it again. Inbounding, not an easy thing to do against Lehigh defensively either. Ooh, almost a backcourt. She hadn't established herself. Tori Hajduk going to control it, and a foul going to be called. Another foul called against Grace Stone. So we're down to 34.6 seconds left. Crusaders leading Rumson Fairhaven by 4. Only 14 fouls, so a couple more to give. And if you're Lehigh, you don't want to give up the 3-point shot. So are you maybe holding for an inbound play that leads to an open 3-point shot when the time is right? Hajduk going to go in. No good. And Hannah Scanlon had the ball, missed the shot. Ball goes out off of Rumson Fairhaven. So Lehigh now will take over.
That's Amani Free again. getting her hands on a shot inside, making sure that Hannah Scanlon does not get a clean look at the basket. And now they have the rock.
All hustle for Lou High in this fourth quarter until they slowed it down. Into the corner, Stone. We're down to 20 seconds left. They're going to have to foul here at some point, and they do, and it's Scanlon. Going to foul Celeste Taylor, put her at the line for another 1-and-1.
Let me ask you a question. How many times in the history of Fast Break have me and you talked about the shot clock? And I've had, people from the New York side of things raise the shot clock issue, and I say there's two things about the shot clock. Yes, I like the shot clock from only one perspective. It prepares you for the next level, where in college you're playing with the shot clock. But from a high school level in New Jersey, I say try and defend for as long as I can possess. If I can run my offense for 1 minute and 45 seconds, you have to try and chase me for 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'm taking your legs away. That is going to obviously subtract some energy at the opposite end.
Well, there's a reason why Dave Callahan and Rumson didn't foul initially. I think he recognized his team was worn out. And you know what? Going from 3 minutes to 1 minute may not have been the worst thing, because he doesn't want to have to score, foul, hope to miss a free throw, score again, foul quickly, and play at that pace, because I think he's noticed his team scored 27 points in the first quarter, and they have almost that since, in 2+ quarters since then. So both free throws fall. It's now a 59-53 game, 19.6 seconds left, and really it's going to have to be about the three-point shot here for the Bulldogs.
And fast now. Now you can't play around. And that's what has been an underlying reason why Lou High has been able to seal the deal here down the stretch, because when between timely fouls that chop up the possession and your guards at least making High Duke go left to right instead of straight towards the basket, takes more time off the clock, keeps them away from finding that perfect look, that perfect opportunity to get off a three-pointer.
And I would be shocked if they even got a three-point look here within the next 19 seconds, only because still 2 fouls to give, and they have to inbound the ball. So it's going to take time to get across half court, and they're going to be met with the foul.
Sean Riley points out that Rumson has now gone scoreless for the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'm sure Rich Slater said we got to lock in defensively here. I don't think we would have thought shutting the other team out for 4:30 would have been in the cards, but here we are, and they're going to apply a little full court pressure, a 1-2-2 here. Hajduk into Scanlon. Hajduk going to get going momentum-wise, and a foul going to be called against Grace Stone. So 17.2 seconds to go, and a 6-point Lou High lead.
So one more foul to give before they have to worry about them putting him in the 1-on-1.
Hajduk for 3, up and off the front iron, and Grace Stone taps it over to Celeste Taylor for the rebound with 10.5 seconds to go. So Lou High on their way to winning a game that in the first quarter looked like it wasn't going to be their day.
This is why it takes a full game to defeat Lou High. You just saw what this team is all about. They're not about the first quarter. They're about the final score at the end of the fourth quarter. That's what drives Lou High. That's what defines them. And this comeback will be defined by their hustle, keeping possessions alive, disrupting Rumson possessions, and maybe coming out parties for Jada Patrick and Imani Free in terms of what they did on the defensive side and beyond what they do scoring a basketball.
Those two, Patrick and Free, and again, Free had the 2 fouls in the first quarter in the opening minutes, basically 2 fouls in the span of 20 seconds, and had to sit. Hannah Scanlon had her way in the paint with Free on the bench. The three-point shooters of Rumson, it opened things up for them on the outside. Everything went right for Rumson for that first quarter, really first half. And then Lou High became Lou High in the second half as they miss a free throw. So it's a 60-53 lead for Lou High, and the ball goes out of bounds with 9.1 seconds left. So Lou High will keep it, and they're on their way to knocking off another team ranked in the Tri-State, number 11. I see inside there to Celeste Taylor. Their layup is up and in, so that will pretty much do it. Clock winding down. And there we go. What a win for Lou High, coming all the way back, overcoming 8 three-pointers in the first half for Rumson Fairhaven. Double-digit deficit almost the entire way until that third quarter run. Holds Rumson Fairhaven scoreless over the final 5 minutes and comes away with a 62-53 victory here in the Coach's Choice. Greg, this is a lot of fun, but we're going to send you downstairs to interview our player of the game. Back in a moment here on News 12 Varsity.
Hey Kevin, I'm here with one of the heroes for Lehigh today, Jada Patrick, a junior. Jada, congratulations. What do you chalk that comeback up to? You were down 16 in the first half, and you wiped it out in the second half.
We all just started working together, working as a team, pushing the ball, seeing the open man, and just communicating much more. And our defense was a major component in our victory today.
So many people will tell you that talent dictates the terms in a game. I thought if anybody really put that argument to rest in the second half, it was yourself through hustle, keeping possessions alive. Did you guys discuss that at halftime, that, you know what, the longer we possess, the more tired they're going to get trying to defend us?
Yeah, definitely, because our conditioning is really good. We work really hard at practice, which you can see in the game. And in halftime, we mostly went over defense. Our defense was lacking greatly in the first half, and we just stepped it up a lot in the second half, which was great.
You mentioned defense, which is, again, another key. I think they had 12 points in the second half. They scored 27 in the first quarter. As that 27 is going down, do you have a minute to figure out where is this blitz coming from? Because they're doing a lot of damage from the perimeter, and they're also doing damage with Hannah Scanlon inside.
Yeah, we had to work on closing out on the shooters. We couldn't let them get a shot off, but also we had to work on this one big that was scoring a lot. So we just had to communicate and make sure we were doing help defense but getting out on the shooters as well.
Hey, listen, nobody has to tell anybody that you guys play all over the country. You play with a shot clock, you play without a shot clock. How odd was it, though, in the fourth quarter, with about 3 minutes to go, you guys pulled the ball out and you run like a minute and a half off the clock? I gotta think that's rather strange in Lehigh.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we used the rules to our advantage in this game. We're really not used to playing without a shot clock. Like, since we didn't have a shot clock this game, it was only the smartest thing to do to use it as an advantage. And we just utilized the shot clock really well this game.
Another day, another win for Lehigh.